Okay everyone, so for today's day 29 game devlog for Datus Quest, I just wanted to share here the scene autoload that you can use in multiple scenes for skipping some scenes automatically by running this code. And I actually use this in this intro story main camera, and I have a level loader object. So you'll see I just have some simple objects here, and I have a level loader for the main menu, which is going to automatically transition me to my main menu after the animation that I'm working on here will be finished. And the level loader will be having another script that we can call scene autoload, and this is going to be helping us out to run this input get key down, which is again a built-in scripting API in Unity, and we're accessing a method. We know that C# is an object-oriented programming, so most probably it has some static properties and methods that we can try to work with. And this is just the property accessory operator that allows us to access this method. And we're passing in an argument of another scripting API. And we're just basically accessing this return, which is the equivalent to the enter key, as an argument. And we have that as an argument or a statement inside of the parameter for the if statement. And we have our code block, and we have our scene manager, and that's another scripting API that has this method that we can access, which is the load scene. And we're passing in an argument for the scene manager, and we have the .getActive scene method that we're accessing from this scene manager. And then we have another built-in. I was wondering if this is a custom or built-in property or method. So I was exploring the documentation, and you would see its build index is going to be a built-in part of the Unity engine scene management, and we're just adding +1 here to move from one scene to another scene. And just as a reference to where I got all of this, it's going to be part of the scripting API. So you would see we have the scene.build index, and that's part of the documentation. We also have the scene manager, and we have the input.getKeyDown and key code. I was actually searching for that key code. So these are the documentation. I'll just leave a link to this, and you would see now that if we try to run this, instead of me being able to wait for all of the scene to finish, I can just press on the return key, and I will be able to skip this animation that I was working on for the intro for the game Datus Quest. And if I try to press on the enter key here, that will actually stop and directly move me to the next scene. And that's just going to skip that. That will just be skipping that scene. I press the enter key, I get redirected to this scene already. So that's the update that I was able to make for the scene management. And I also work on some artwork. As you can see, I was working on this skull outline, and I wanted to add this as a feature. I still have some things that I want to implement for this character. I was working on how I can try to make those character transitions. So you would see we now have the trigger for this, and there's that fire, but I need to work on figuring out how to make those skull look and turn from left and right. So I think that's all for today's game dev update for this game Datus Quest, and thank you guys.